So this is example 1 we covered in class. We have a function here we declared, function 1, and then you have a return 4, function 2, return 10, then you have a main body of function calls and commands, right? So let's go over the questions and how this works, right? So let's answer this, right? So what are the function declarations? You declare the function by either, well, we're using pseudocode, but if you use another class, let's say Python, it would say def function 1. So you're going to have to look for some sort of declaration with the name of the function, right? So your function declarations are the following. Your declarations are function 1. And it's also here. So it's here and it's here. Function 2. Okay. What are the calculations each function? So each of the stages of the functions, you have a declaration, you have a return, and the calculation in the middle. There are no calculations here. You're looking for what's in between return and the function, and in the middle are calculations, and there are none for both functions. Okay, understand this. Okay, so you have a declaration, you have a return, and there's nothing in the middle. Declaration, return, nothing in the middle. In the middle there are calculations, so in this case you have no calculations. Determine the values for each function. So now, what are the values for each of the functions? Well, the values are determined by the return. So you're designating a value for that function, otherwise the function has no value. So your function 1 has a value of what? 4, because of your return statement. Your return 4 is determining the value of function 4. Function 2 has a value of 10, and you're returning 10. So now I give it a value, right? So so in other words, the question is, what determines the value for each of the functions? So your answer is, for function 1, your return value is determined for function 1, okay? It's return 4. For function 2, it's return 10, okay? So your return value is determining the function function 1, return is function 4. Now the next question is, what are the values for each of the functions? What are the values? Well, again, you're returning what value? 4. So for function 1, right, you're giving a value of 4. And for function 2, you're giving a value of 10. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now what you're going to have to look at is, what are these things that are operating here, these things here? So let's go over step by step. This is called a function call. How many times can I call the functions, right? So how many function calls are there? 1, 2, 3. Is this a function call? No, it's not a function call. It's simply x is giving a value for function 1. It gets called later. Okay, so for instance, in this case, this is x is function value function 1, y is the value of function 2, or is going into function 2, but it's not a call. So the call is what you look for, is this thing by itself without any kind of equal sign in front of it. So function 1 is a call, function 2 is a call, function 3 is a call. Here, is this a call? So this is an example of a call, this is a call, this is a call. Is this a call? Yes, because the value is now function 1. Is this a call? Yeah. So the key to this is to look for it by itself without any kind of equal sign. Like that. Okay? So how many calls do we really have? Function 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Your function 1 is called 4 times, right? It's called 4. Sorry, your function 1 is called by 4 times. How many times is function 2 called? 1, 2. Okay. Now, so now the other part is, what are the prints? So what are your results and what is your output? Now I'm going to ask you, what is the output? Well, the output is simply simply looking at the print statement. I simply look at print. So what is my printing? I'm printing function 1. Function 1 has a value of 4. I look at the print statement, function 2, it has a value of y, which is function 2, which is what? Value of 10. Again, x is function 1. Function 1 has a return of 4, which is the value of 4. And that is my output.